To Mostly Minnesota Music on WMCN 91.7 FM in St. Paul. And we have Marsgarb in studio. Welcome.
Hello.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hi. Yes. What I might do is I might have each of you introduce yourself and just talk a little bit about how you got into music. And Jenna, we can start with you.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm Jenna Wise. I guess music's kind of always been around for me, but it wasn't until I moved up to the cities about 20 years ago that I started studying music. And then after college, I met people to play music with, and we've just been doing bands and theater kind of stuff ever since, silent movies, and yeah.
Yes. So the music that plays with the silent movies at the theater in Minneapolis.
Yeah, we do like Trilon and
Trilon.
Lights, and Chris can talk more about that.
Yes, that is a super fun. That's a super fun event.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, that was St. Paul kid trying to name something in Minneapolis. You know that theater in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Josh, we wanna.
Oh no, we're gonna go to Chris.
Right to
first.
Chris?
We're
Okay.
talking about the silent
Okay.
movies.
Okay, all right. That's a
And
yes,
Jenna-
good.
Jenna and Chris are together in another project that's known for those.
Yeah, we started this group a long time ago now called the Poor Nobodies, and we have 3 studio albums. But then we also got really into just scoring different types of film. We've done documentaries or kind of indie films and stuff like that, and then we've also done a lot of silent movies and teamed up with people like Dreamland Faces and at the Trilon and the Heights and the Parkway, and we toured around the state doing one last year that was really fun. A Man There Was that a Swedish silent?
Yeah.
Really, really beautiful, awesome movie. So yeah, that's cool. That band's been going on forever. And then a couple years ago, I was like, hey Jenna, we're writing music for this play, this rock opera, this experimental rock opera with Rachel Jędrzejewski, and do you want to come and write some music? And we started writing for that, and we realized, wow, this is super fun. It was like a lot different kind of stuff, and then we just kept writing more and more stuff that we didn't use for that, just kind of other tunes. And then Josh, we've been making music with Josh forever. He was the original bass player in the Poor Nobodies, actually.
For like 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes, 2 gigs, and then he's like, oh no, can't do it.
You can't do it anymore. So is it my turn?
That's a good segue.
Yep.
Oh, segue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing the segues today. This is awesome.
Oh, pros. Oh, yeah, hi, I'm Josh. Pressure. So yeah, and we started getting together in Jenna's backyard with all this music and these toys that barely worked, made a lot of noise. And gosh, I don't know. It was just something we did to kill the time when we weren't allowed to play in public places. Because we're all kind of busy doing stuff with different people. Here we are now. We recorded with Tom Herbers, who's kind of a known recording engineer around town.
Just saw him at the Charlie Parr Show.
Saw him at
Yes.
the Charlie Parr Show.
Nice.
And we've taken our time thinking about how to do stuff. I'm in a lot of projects that have some recordings on the shelves, and nobody really knows what to do with stuff. And so we're here now, and we have this show at the Cloudland on the 22nd? What day is it? Is it
22nd?
Saturday? Which Saturday is it?
Thursday.
We're
Thursday.
talking about a Thursday.
It
Today
a
is Saturday. We're on the radio.
Yeah.
And for people who don't know, Cloudland is over there on the other side of the river on Lake Street.
36th.
36.
36. I just like to say it's St. Paul adjacent because I
St.
can
Paul
walk
adjacent.
there.
It's very
Oh,
close,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, anybody on this campus, this lovely campus, Marley, can just take the bus down Marshall until it becomes another strange new world.
Yeah. And they have a lot. Are they 18 plus or are they all ages? You
Mostly all ages.
Ours
I don't
might-
know what your
I
show
think
is.
don't
ours
think
might
ours
be
is.
21 plus.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we-
but they do have all ages.
Regardless, amazing venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Cool.
cool.
and they're often. I don't remember what time yours starts, but they often have early shows.
6:30 doors for us, I believe.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
That-
I'm gonna have to get
yeah.
a nap
Yeah.
still. I'm already tired.
Yep. The show will probably be all wrapped up by 10 o'clock, and we can all make it to do something else like sleep.
Or study for exams.
There you
Whatever you're gonna do.
Lots of exams to study for.
Yeah.
So, you
Who
know.
else is at the show? I don't even know where I am.
So a friend of mine, Crystal Meislak, who is a local awesome performer, singer, writer of lots of cool music. And actually, Crystal and I started working on that experimental opera as well, and we did a couple of things with it. And eventually Jenna came on board, and Crystal came in the studio and recorded with us a little bit as well. So we kind of documented all that music. But yeah, I play with Crystal and Liz Draper occasionally in a band called Rainfields with John Marks, Crystal's husband, which is really fun. And for this show, Crystal's going to be playing solo, but I'll also be joining her as well. So.
Well, that's great.
That's
Yeah,
also
she has a super interesting sound.
Yeah,
I think I've seen her play with Liz a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, so great. Yeah, them both. And then if you want, you can actually pass it to Jenna.
Yeah, and then the Nunnery, which I'm really excited. I feel like she's been doing so many shows with bands I respect and I'm really into, and she's kind of wrangled in the Eau Claire audience too. I know she has connections over in Eau Claire, and I feel like she's playing with Dash a ton too, which is it'll be fun to have her on the bill. I'm excited about it. So,
Absolutely. Another great sound. I feel like I saw her at Midwest in a church, in a church at Midwest Music Fest or something like that, or the Red Wing thing. And it sounded amazing. In the church.
She just like loops her vocals, which is like, that's like underselling it because it's really cool the sounds that she gets, and I feel like a lot of it's really happy sounding too. Like she just knows how to harness that, and she's just a really sweet woman, and she is playing the Turf Club the night before for an album release. So I know that she's got kind of 2 shows in a row. She joined us for the 22nd, but the night before she's at the Turf for a show. So
Nice.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, doubleheader.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Should we talk about your music, or should we play a song and then talk about it?
We
How
haven't been
would you-
even able to talk about
Well, this is like radiotherapy. We'll just go right into it.
analyze and categorize.
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe.
sure. What do we into? We kept this little mantra for a while: lo-fi or die. But then we bought nicer stuff.
So true.
I try not to use too much nice stuff. But, so yeah, I guess we're coming from this. Is it a DIY aesthetic? Is that a bumper sticker? I'm not sure. It's but yeah, maybe we should just play it. But we're gonna play the first song we've.
Let's do Birdseye.
Yeah, we put this one out.
It's on Bandcamp if you want to find it.
Yep, up on Bandcamp.
Please find it. Please.
And it'll be everywhere.
Everywhere.
We'll push the button or whatever on the 22nd. It's very exciting now.
It's a blue button, but it's still very significant.
We have a special button for the occasion.
Birdseye by Marsgarb.
Marsgarb.
I'm so sorry. Here we go.
You know, the clothing you might wear on Mars.
It's that 2 seconds of quiet. Every DJ goes, oh, screw up.
Trying to find the flyer here so we can spew deets.
For
Yeah.
Cloudland?
Well, it's 12
Yeah,
hours in
there.
advance.
Just laying it on the spot.
I'm looking through
And this is
weeks worth of text here.
Yeah.
Oh, I saved it.
this is on Cloudland.
Yeah.
That whole like ticket system that they have is so great.
Dice is great.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. It's like you have your own app and then you can store all of your tickets on there. I'm really into.
It has never worked for me.
Oh, really?
Oh, darn. I've heard glowing reviews of it, so
That's the only one Underground uses, too. It's a good place.
I just show up.
Fees are super low for venues, which is great.
That's
Yeah.
nice. That is nice.
yeah. Yeah, when you check out too, it's like the exact amount
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
expect to
that's
pay
right.
too,
Yep.
and you're like,
I guess I should play
why
more.
is that so surprising? You know?
Yeah.
Nah. Those are the
No,
snapshots.
I almost wanted
I'm
to
trying to remember
change
the last time I bought a ticket to
I know,
anything.
right?
I'm more of a I see music all the time,
Yeah.
but I'm more of a show up and then I
Yeah.
Weasel your way in.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
like weasel my
I
way
like
in.
that idea though too.
I just walk in backwards. Oh, I've been here a long
That
time.
works.
I just say, my kid's in trouble and I need to go find her. I storm in and then I just,
then hang out.
that would absolutely
never
work.
see
I'm
you
going to
again.
remember that.
Yeah. I like that.
The young Tracy Chapman, holy cow.
Yeah.
That album. Oh my god.
That always reminds me of my first movie, Minneapolis.
Did you come here in a
That
fast
dates
car?
you. Yeah.
Well, because Henry
Did you
was
want to
really
drive
Sarah at the time Winter Machine. She was so into Tracy Chapman, and that's when I first really discovered Tracy Chapman.
That's cool.
I just really love Tracy Chapman. What's that album
Oh,
with the
the
red
Johnson
cover where she's
video.
on it? She's got the longer dreadlocks. I can't remember the name of the album right now. The
I'm
album's
really bad
so
with album
cool.
names, but I can't remember what they look like.
Well, all the albums are in there, and they're all about that vintage. We could probably find
Wow.
out.
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's great? Some of these, there are like library see also notes on some of them. So people, and I have no
Oh.
idea if this is one of them.
Yeah, now we can just stream it.
Yeah,
Remember when you had to go check it out and then like
Yeah,
download
but
it on
they're-
your computer?
Yeah, right on
and they'll
the
say,
CD.
Yeah.
this lead singer is also in this band. I kind of like them. You know, just
Yeah.
very funny, which is awesome to see.
Oh, like someone wrote on there to be. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like old when I used to buy vinyl when it was like $5 and $10, I used to love getting little notes,
Yeah. Find love letters in there.
little library notes. Actually, I've been giving away CDs of like this kind of more experimental improvisation stuff with George Cartwright and Dave King, who are kind of known for
Oh.
doing stuff. And it's nothing special, it's just something we had, and George had a way to put it out with a label out of Arkansas, of all places. But so I have like 5 copies of the CD sitting in the car, because I'll be like, hey, you have a CD player?
Yeah, no, but
I
they
just
just
gave one away to, I gave one to Jake Hansen last night. So I was just
Oh.
like, because he plays with Dave in different bands, and I'm like, here, play it in your car. Because I don't know. I even bought like
I don't
a,
have them in cars anymore. I mean,
you know, I have an old enough car with a 6 CD changer in the dash. and
Yeah.
a lot of-
Ooh,
or
sweet.
in the
Fancy.
trunk. You remember those? And you
Oh,
had to get out in the
oh, yeah.
trunk to like put your CD.
Get the
And
module out.
those,
All
yes.
those things.
Ah,
Yes. Yeah.
nice.
This is like a pretty long-winded too.
It's
Good.
a long way. Yeah.
6 minutes.
Is it our long? I thought all our songs were 5-6 minutes.
They pretty much are.
Yeah. You don't sell yourself short.
There are certain bands I keep in the back of my head that I know that they have a lot of long songs in
Long-
case
Yeah.
we do themes every week, and some are not as easy as
Yeah.
you might think.
If you
Yeah.
try to play Godspeed You Black Emperor, then you walk out the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
30-minute track.
Get 2 songs
There's
in.
no interview.
Yeah.
It's just the yeah.
Just yeah.
We should
Some
think about
days-
the second song we're gonna do. What do you want?
Probably pure science, right?
Or common sense, yeah.
Common sense. This is dark. Common sense is also
I like how
dark.
fire season is.
Oh yeah, I would say
Bright
fire
and
season
light.
and pure science. Those would be my 2 choices. We're gonna have to flip a coin in like 5 seconds.
Or
Yeah,
make
fine, whatever.
you decide.
Maybe we
Well,
should
what's
play 3
funny
songs.
is,
that would be the easy answer.
see, I like How Many Acres, but you guys have
cool.
to decide
Yeah.
what you want. I mean, I like that, but that's the one because I think it's.
I like that one
I do too, yeah.
I think about that one in a weird. Well,
I do a lot of work in rural areas, so.
Oh, cool.
Bird's Eye by Marsgarb, who we have in studio.
Oh.
Yay. Tell us a little bit about that song and where it came from, the inspiration. I thought that was, well,
Well,
talking about
that's an old song. The kind of the framework of the chords and the melody of the keyboard and stuff I came up with a long time ago. And we had this imaginary band in the Poor Nobodies that was called Evergreen Mountain Lion. And it was kind of like a side project. And I wrote this for that, I'm pretty sure, but I also wrote it. There's a version of it for a short pinhole camera documentary, or not documentary,
Oh, wow.
a film about Mount Rushmore by Kevin Obstadt, who doesn't live here anymore. Where does he teach? We went.
Oh, yeah. Stevens Point.
There you go.
Oh,
He's in Stevens Point now, but
just
he
over
makes a
with
lot of
us.
really cool films. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where it's got a long history, strangely, and then we revamped it for Marsgarb.
So when we started doing writing together again, we'd kind of taken a little bit of a break, but this was always in the back pocket. And when we brought it out again, I went and found some of the original ideas that I recorded with that, because it was a lot slower. It just had a different vibe to it. And then there was like one line that I just kept with me for forever. And then all of a sudden it became, lots of different voices. I layer a lot of voices on top of it. It turned into something completely different. And now it's way more rockin' than it used to be. Like, it used to be almost like a ballad. And it was kind of sad, like, at least the ideas that I was writing then was pretty sad. And now this is still kind of like, just like sad subject material, but in a rock and roll kind of way, in a smash it in your face kind of way. A little
sad on purpose.
more aggression, I guess.
Sad on purpose.
Yeah, angry sad. Angry sad, yeah.
We need to talk about this.
Angry sad. We do need to talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy with how that one turned out, but it was a lot of like, how do we get all, like, when we play live, I don't really have a way to
That
have
was
like a choir behind me, but.
So we do have our friend Mike Vosich, who is, I believe, is he a McAllister grad?
Yeah.
Mike Vosich is.
Nice.
Really
I don't
great
know this.
piano player, and he's
also-
going to be sitting in and helping because I do drums and keys. And when we were doing yard jams, I would be recording the loop and then letting that go. But now instead, I'll play live drums or we'll mix it up more. So Mike is just fantastic piano player and good friend. He plays in a lot of groups with us. So
He's a ringer.
he's a ringer.
We're gonna
Nice.
have, we're gonna have to pay
McAllister
him.
ringer.
We're gonna
Nice.
have to pay him a lot.
Yeah, we,
I-
if we can.
I wish that Groucho Marx, if you'd say one word, you'd win $100. I wish.
Oh.
But I'm not Groucho Marx, I'm sorry. Ding, 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 ding. Little turkey would fall down.
Yeah.
I will say I watched it on rerun. I'm not that old. See, what I was going to really ask was, how do you plan to play some of these live?
Yeah.
You've talked a little bit about it, but I love hearing a band live that you can't sound the same way as it does on it, because it's so interesting.
Yeah, some of the voices definitely get dropped. I did pick up a vocal effects processor that you can have programmed harmonies with it, which if done incorrectly sounds very cheesy, I would know. But there are other times when you can really get it to sound kind of cool, or it just has a different tonality to it, or a texture. So you're like, is that a harmony that I'm hearing? It's not like, you picture someone with a guitar just trying to sing a third above their vocal line, but this is kind of choice picked certain parts of songs that I'll hit the button and all of a sudden I have another double voice or something. So that thing has really opened it up for me. I feel like me musically, I'm a vocalist forward. I like working with other singers. I like organizing little mini choirs, and I like hearing the voice through a lot of voices, and that's how I like to write too. And I feel like a lot of other musical projects that we've done or that I've done separately, I don't really get to play with that, unless I'm doing maybe some a theater show where we can bring in other voices. So I really wanted to preserve that for a lot of this music because that's how it was written. That's how I get ideas. It's just layering voices on top. So that little sound box helps a little bit with that. But yeah, we do have to drop some of the textural things that we added in with Tom in the studio, which maybe someday we'll have a backing choir of 6 people down.
Hey, if there's a budget, someday.
Someday.
Have somebody who can play the organ part. But it is cool. You have the opportunity in the studio to add a little bit more. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it's fun to go and hear something that's different. And if I wanted to hear it at home, if I wanted to hear it perfectly, I'd sit at home and have free beer and no one tall standing in front of me. I mean, that would be.
You're making it sound pretty good.
I know, right? I mean, it's the same. I mean, and Langan and I mean, between the two of us, we certainly see music every night.
No, cool.
Yeah. But you go to see live music because it's going to be different.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the experience.
Yeah, and I think there's been some scenarios, we played a show at Dusty's, we did another show with another band at Cloudland, and sometimes we've hit some stuff more on the record as far as form and parts, but we've also had some moments where we're just going to mess around on the intro to this a little bit, and I think we've so I think it's kind of, especially since we've pretty much had the record in the can for about a year, and we've had time to even evolve from that point. So recording is an interesting way of not preserving, but I guess you just got to see it as an artifact at some point, or moment in time. So.
Absolutely.
How can you hold on to it for a year? I
We're
mean, that would
very
be
indecisive. And we,
You
yeah.
also have a baby in that time,
Oh, yeah. That
which I
might-
did.
Oh, that's right. Because I was going to say, I know how long 9 months is. That takes a long time. Now I understand. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
we were
you,
like,
yeah.
oh, it's been a year. We should put this out. It wasn't like we were thinking about it every day. It was kind of suddenly like, holy cow, we should probably just let's do this. It's been a year.
And I think we were like done like at the beginning of last summer, and we're all so busy that like, you know, and I'm like, hey, it's August, and it was something I meant to do in June. And then, you know,
It's time.
we also kind of, we're not sure how, and this is with a lot of projects I'm with, I don't think anybody really knows what to do other than self-release stuff on Bandcamp. Like, I know people, like, sometimes there are label things and DistroKid, and I think I have the same conversation over and over with people about, unless you have a personal connection with somebody that really wants to distribute something and has the capability, you might as well just put it up on Bandcamp and move on with your life or something. And I think we kind of had to, you know, realize that we're kind of slow. We had to just take some action because we have 2 new songs we're desperate to record, especially before we start changing them again.
Yeah, I really think that was it. Honestly, we started writing more together, and we were like, "This is sounding like different, like a next phase of this group." So we gotta get
You gotta
the
finish
first
phase
album
1.
out, so we
Once-
can work on the next stuff.
Once you two started talking about, should we go in the studio and record these new songs? I was like, okay, that's it.
Wait.
Yeah.
We totally forgot to do something.
Yeah, we forget the part where we put it out there.
Yeah, people gotta hear it.
So, but it's nice. Yeah, thanks for having us because
Yeah.
it helps.
Yes, it does.
Action.
Something.
Well, it's good. I mean, but it seems, I mean, there must be something more satisfying holding a tangible CD. But as we were sort of discussing before, how often do I listen to a CD?
Yeah.
Not that
Yeah.
often, you know.
There's local record pressing now, so that's always a possibility for the future that we've talked about. Or, you know, maybe even just having a cool, like a little postcard with the art and stuff that we really like, or something
postcards.
That's a
something
good
that
idea.
people can take with them at the show. But you know, we haven't actually done that yet.
No,
but we've
how
talked
many days
about
do
it.
we
It
have?
might happen.
Plenty
It
of
might
time.
happen.
Plenty of
You know,
time.
print
Rush
shops
order.
in the
They're open today.
Yeah, they open till 5.
We've got some color crayons right there. We can
Perfect.
just get it going with
I
that.
think that would be
Like
faster.
a Sun Ra album, where they just like you could decorate them all
Yeah.
individually
Yeah.
or something.
I just got a great book from the Hennepin County Library.
Okay, well.
Of all the artwork of Sun Ra, self-produced and otherwise. So yeah, I think we all coming back again. I guess, you know, we're always happy to do stuff ourselves. I think we all have families and lives, and maybe we're a little bit more of the tortoise than the hare.
Well, now hold that baby. Maybe you could just put some
Yeah.
ink on the knees
exactly.
and elbows and
She would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
get them working.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
start
that's what I
producing
say.
Yeah,
some
you-
art.
Gotta
My-
pay your
my-
way, kid.
My
Yeah.
son Emmett
Nothing's free.
did a painting that we used for some of our flyers. That was pretty cool.
I like that idea because the one thing that I do miss would be, you know, the album and you'd read through the liner and all of the art and all. You could learn so much about what is going to be inside there.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think there's some merit to doing something like that.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Tangible.
Something.
Yep.
Yeah, the art is it's a whole thing that I really enjoy. Like, the process of getting it to look how you want it, and somebody makes it, which is really cool. But yeah, now then you're putting it in digital. It's like something is lost. But I don't know. Maybe it's my generation. Like, I need to make some trash to make this album complete. I need to just make some
some
stuff, that eventually is going to end up. Yeah.
Well, this also touches on even a question we had of just how to, like, most people seem to just release singles now. So we have a single of the song we just played on Bandcamp, and we think we know which one we're going to do next, and we're probably going to do it in about a month, maybe, or 2 months, once we get through this month. But I think once all of the 6 songs we've recorded this far are out in some way, I think we kind of want to produce like a vinyl thing and some sort of art package. Probably a short run, like certainly less than 500, but but I think we're just figuring out ways to do this in a sustainable way and with all the stuff that's going on. So.
Well, and with an album, there's often a lot of thought into the order of songs. Do you have the same thought when you're putting it online? I mean,
We've discussed the song order many times.
Yeah.
Changed it a few times.
But they're all, the order they're in for the online release would be, I think, the same order of the record. Is that the way? Or maybe we can change that now. I don't know. That's the order that they're in on there.
When we had it mastered, we decided on an order.
Okay.
And I think we're releasing singles in a different order, though, right?
Well, we're
Yeah,
just
I already
forgot.
putting them all out.
But on the album, it's very complicated.
I mean, you talked about being in the different generation where we like that. Like, I miss a playlist, and I miss like making a CD or a tape for someone and having the order. So I think we geeked out over that for a while, and then we're like, does this even really matter?
No,
Is
it
anyone
doesn't
going to be listening to in this order? But we figured out the order.
Perfect order.
No.
It's our order, really.
It's our order.
It's not your order.
It's our preferred order. We could just always have, this is our preferred order.
Yeah. May we suggest that you listen to it in this
recommended.
order.
Yes. Well, as they say, it's the music is yours until you put it out, and then it's everybody's.
Yeah.
So you can do it.
Yeah.
Whoa, who says that?
You just did.
I just
Whoa.
did. No, someday I can't remember. Someone's
nice.
smarter than me. Should we play another song?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'm down with how many.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what? DJ request. If you want
Yeah.
to play How Many Acres, let's do it.
I love
Are you
that.
sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. How many acres? Marsgarb. Now I can't ask you anything about it until we're back.
Yeah, this one's
good
kind
call.
of interesting.
Yeah, that's got a
I
history.
totally have this like weird, like Joni Mitchell 70s subconscious about this song.
Oh, me too.
Well, secret's out.
You know what's funny too is that we never really talked about that, but at some show, a friend came up and was like,
No.
"Yeah,
Joni?
yeah, like that one album," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know."
Yeah.
With the coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We were all in the
Yeah. So
studio.
without
We were
even talking
all
about
jamming
it.
that.
All the jazz nerds on that one.
Yeah.
Herbie and Jocko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably Pat Metheny.
Yeah, Matheny.
Yeah, he is.
And his Fraggle Hop.
Fraggle Rock hair.
I'm gonna go see Joni Mitchell in October. I'm going out to California.
Oh,
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Crap.
That's
I
awesome.
know. I had a friend who was like, "I bought you a ticket. You're coming out." So
Dang.
yeah.
That's
What are friends?
It's like, no offense, I might have to upgrade.
Yeah, she's a great friend.
Nah, I like seeing it in St. Paul. But sometimes. That'll be amazing.
Yeah, I know. And it's one of those things, you know, she has like this whole crew of people around her, so she just kind of sits on this throne and everyone like sings her music around her, and she's obviously doing it too, but it's like Lucius and Brandy Carlisle and all these big
Wow.
names are gonna help
That's
her
nice.
do like this first show in years, you know, so
That'll be awesome.
I'm excited about it. Yeah, just kind of one of those, I have to go. If I don't go, I'm gonna, you know, I gotta make sure my baby is weaned by then so I can leave.
Oh, God made Similac too. That's what
Yeah,
I've
I was
often
like,
said.
It's gonna have a goal. It's gonna have a goal.
Free flying still, so you're
Oh
lucky
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay. We have to
I could bring her. I don't know what she'd do during the show, but
Everyone deserves a break.
yeah.
yes.
Someone with 3. Everyone deserves a
Wow. Yeah.
especially ones.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
break. Well, the last one was just about to move out, and now I've heard from the other 2 that they're coming back. So there you go.
Nice. I still want to be around. That's
That is
Yep.
good. They still call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have done something right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Sometimes you get that call on a Saturday, and then by Monday things have settled down.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So a lot of times they don't get the ticket yet. Just
Yeah.
sit on it for a minute.
Are they? They're not here in the cities, or are they?
No, one lives in Portland, Oregon, and one lives in Galway.
Wow, cool.
So the other
Galway,
night is I'm like,
fun.
when can I quickly get a flight to Galway between now and
Oh, you're like, wait till Monday to get it.
like, let me see.
Yeah.
I was just there in January, but I was there in January knowing for sure it was the worst month to
Yeah. cold, wet. I went. I loved Galway. It was really great, fun music, and
Yep.
we played a bunch there. I bought a guitar when I got to Galway,
Oh,
so
nice.
we could play around when we went
Very
around the
nice.
island. Yeah, love
Fun.
that country. Yeah.
So you went all different.
Whole family.
Do you have a favorite?
We were down on what? I don't remember the name of the peninsula now. Not
Off
Cork.
Kerry.
Right next to, not where Cork is, but the one next to it. This was about 5 years ago now, but
Is it Kerry? This
Kenmare. Oh.
I'm trying to think if Kenmare is in Cork or is it in.
It's like next to it, I thought, or like where it kind of. Anyways, I need to see them now. But we played a bunch.
I know where
of
Kenmare.
pubs,
I know
it
where
was
that
really
is. So that
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have. Isn't that funny? Glengarriff, I've stayed there, and Bantry Bay, sort of that area.
Okay.
Kind of a Isle or
Wool chop.
How Many Acres by Marsgarb, who we have in studio.
Yay.
Talk a little bit about that song if you don't mind, because I just love what I think is the origin of it.
Oh, cool. Well, now I kind of want to.
Well,
just
just-
think the origin is
Yeah.
of it. Well, okay, I will say. We have done a lot of kind of theater things. This group kind of came out of this project that Chris had mentioned earlier. And then, what was this, last summer? 2 summers ago, Chris? 2. That's right, 2
5.
summers ago. Yeah, about this time. 2 summers ago, we started working with Sod House Theater Company to write a bunch of music for a piece based on farmers in Minnesota. And so a big thing that we did that I kind of really wanted to bring into the music for that was real interviews with a lot of the women farmers around the area, and to take their actual words and put them into the music. And so we have this song that made it onto this record, and then another song called Foraged Chicory that will be a future Marsgarb recording. We play that song live, but both of them are texts that I actually, field recorders with the women farmers.
I love that.
Yeah, it was like a great launch point to get some material from, because I do get major writer's block just trying to come up with, like, what do you want to say? And this was a great launch point too. And then whenever it really resonated with me that I felt like I could speak on, because I grew up in a rural area, and so even just the words in this really resonated about like my own grandparents farming and parents farming. So it was really cool to speak with someone else and be able to kind of channel them into this piece. And then the music itself was written.
Dance barn.
Dance barn, yeah.
We were in the dance barn. It was this retreat, which I've not been on a lot of retreats, but I'm always amazed. So I'm like, all right, let's get to work. But retreats they're so mellow. You just like think. But so we brought all this gear and we set up a whole thing in the dance barn, and they were just like, yeah, you can be out there all night. You won't bother anybody. And yeah, we just couldn't come up with anything. And then I think there was one particular passage in the chord progression that we were like, wait, what's that? And then we wrote this whole song around it. And yeah, we had those interviews, and yeah, that was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fun songwriting experience. Usually if there's, for a long time, we needed some kind of reason. It almost seemed like some kind of commission to get us writing. And I think now we've been just writing, which is nice. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when that came up, did you know that did you know this would be the pairing right away, or were you specifically working on something that would underpin
as
the
far
lyrics?
as like the lyrics with
Yeah.
the music? I just had I had printed out the transcripts of all the interviews, and I was just going through with a highlighter, like what feels good to say. You just kind of pick little passages, and it's like, oh, someone just rambled that off, but it's really poetic. So you kind of pull that stuff out, and then I was just kind of trying to tag it with whatever you were fiddling around with on the corner. So we were kind of doing our own thing, but together. And then all of a sudden it was like, I'm repeating this thing over and over again. And it sounds really good with what you're doing. Do that again, and maybe you can go here. And I will say, like, a lot of times when we've written together in the past, you kind of will bring an idea, and then I run away into my closet and I come up with lyrics and vocal stuff. And
So
I
you
come
have a
back and
lyric
I'm like,
closet?
what do you think? Is this okay? I don't know. But this
Right.
was one of the first times that we were like in the same room, and it was just like riffing on things, and I don't let a lot of people see inside my closet where I write the stuff. So that was fun.
Yeah, even when we were writing, we spent a lot of time in Albuquerque when we first were writing with Rachel for that rock opera, and I remember one day in particular, just like, okay, we really gotta get something for this part, I guess, because there's another part that wasn't what they wanted, so we needed something new. And then I was like, what? And Jenna's just gone. And then you were like back around in like a big room or something. I just remember you disappearing off and coming back like an hour later, like, okay, I've got something. It was like,
I can't have anyone around.
Yeah, he was like, just disappeared for an hour, but came back with something good. And I think a lot of the stuff, some of the starters for Marsgarb, and then that tune in particular too, didn't actually make it into the theater piece we were doing. It was just one of the things we generated that we really liked, so we kind of just put it aside as kind of our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what happened with a lot of the stuff in this band, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't even there, man.
Josh wasn't there for that. He added a really cool bass line.
I have the easiest part in this band. I just kind of show up, and I'm usually like, I don't know, 85, 90% there, like, oh, I should probably play this. And I think I mostly have to just not fall over trying to turn pedals on and off at the shows. But aside, you don't have to.
You wrote the new one. The bass line is pretty good.
Yeah, I guess we see one of our unrecorded songs.
Slowly.
That was an accident.
Yeah.
But
That's how it always is.
That's just a quick one, But yeah, I think I've had the benefit of early on in the yard jam process. I think my favorite moment that bridged the gap from some of these early theater scraps, if you will, and to where we are now. There was one of these chord progressions, and I think you still hadn't figured out stuff, but you had words, but maybe no melody. And one of those nights had, let's just say enough whiskey, and we had a little recording of something I just riffed on. I was actually thinking about old Motown music, because I'm a bass player and I love old Motown bass lines. And I didn't really think anything of it, and then the next time I know, we got together again, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to play what I played last time. That was ridiculous. But Jenna had wrote a whole melody over it. And that ended up being one of our songs, Pure Science. And now I play what I improvised in a slightly drunken state every single show.
Yep.
I played pretty much to it, not like I said, 85, 90%.
That's
that.
pretty good.
Don't really mess around with it too much, you know.
Funny.
And that, so I always remember that little moment.
I thought it was permanent in time.
But then,
Always listening.
going back to the song we just played, that once again, I just kind of walked in and was like, oh, I'm just going to riff around a little bit. And then in the studio, that's where Chris and Jenna really had opportunities to mess with stuff. And then I bought another effects pedal and showed up. It's called the Rainbow Machine. And like, oh, we'll put little rainbow sounds.
It's almost a member of the band.
It's a member of the band now. Everybody loves the Rainbow Machine. But yeah, as we discussed over the break there, I think we all kind of, without discussing it, and even the feedback we've had from people hearing the song, I guess we're kind of copying some sort of spacey 70s, almost Joni Mitchell vibe with the kind of sounds and stuff. So, there are unspoken things I think we all are kind of feeling and kind of get towards.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There's just some songs you hear, and I'll know if it kind of brings me back to a certain. I remember that when I was 7. Reminds me of Land of the Lost or something.
Yep, even music that I refused to accept into my heart when I was a kid, it's now found its way in there because it gets really nostalgic. Reminds you of your parents.
Oh, absolutely.
I heard some Ace of Base the other day,
Yes.
but I didn't turn it off.
Now we're
That says it all. That says it all.
That's all the sign.
That'd be a good cover at some point.
Whoa.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Do a super slow version of that.
Yeah.
We could just be an Ace of Base tribute band. I think that would win at the
project.
casinos.
More lucrative, I think.
That won't be able to afford vinyl pressing.
Yeah.
We could fund
For
this
this
band.
project.
Fuel for
Absolutely.
Marsgarb there.
Yeah.
We also do an Ace
Fuel
of Base
for
cover.
That would be. Could open up for yourselves. That'd be perfect. It'd be
Yes.
everything right there.
Oh, that's good.
Do you think about doing videos for the songs that you have out now, that are coming out? Because I wondered if that'd be like a busman's holiday for you guys to do that, or would be super excited.
I mean, yes, with time, yes. I feel like a lot of this stuff is just really kind of open-ended, that if you put some visuals on it, it'd kind of like point a listener in a direction. I made these little teasers that I've been just putting up on Instagram. That's, just stuff I've been collecting on my iPhone for however long. But, and also too, we've talked about how that's kind of a way to release a record, is by making like a bunch of music videos so people can stream it and look on YouTube and hear it, but also watch whatever movie, because we need to.
Perhaps more relevant than the physical product we were speaking of earlier.
Yeah.
But again, with the snail's pace we tend to have,
It's more of a tortoise.
a little faster.
A fit tortoise.
We can move, don't get me wrong. We're no hair.
Right, we're no hair. We're certainly going to beat the sloth.
I see that video just right in itself, right
Yeah,
there.
there you
You can
go.
have the tortoise, the head, the
No
sloth.
We need a costume budget.
Who has a
is what we
tortoise?
need.
Yeah, costume budget.
All we have is that Alf costume.
Oh, yeah. We can do better than that.
I doubt it.
And now I'm picturing the Ace of Base cover with an elf costume and.
I was born in the 80s, yes. I was raised on television. This all makes sense to me.
That's good. That's good. Do you want to play another song?
Do we have time for another song?
Yeah.
All our songs are
Yeah.
like 18 minutes.
Well, we could do pure science. Then we just talked about
Yeah,
that.
we talked
I
about
just
it.
think, I just want to make sure that you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
That was my
I mean,
slide. I guess I could have written that
that
on a
might
piece of
be
paper
my-
and be Slayer.
Might be my personal favorite of our little 6-song collection,
Yeah.
aside from the debauchery that inspired it.
I did not know the story of that, but
I mean, you saw me just sitting there being a fool, and then you wrote music on it, so it's your fault, really.
It all made sense to me. There's been a lot of times where I've been like, yeah, I kind of rewrote this. You're like, well, because
Okay.
when you get a recording and you're working for
I
it,
know.
you're like, this is it.
I know. Whoops.
Immortalized.
I like how it turned out.
Time, yeah.
All right. Which one are we going to play?
Pure science.
Pure Science by Marsgarb on Mostly Minnesota Music on WMCN 91.7 in St. Paul. Clearly, I have to fit that in every.
Yeah. You feel like we're giving too many teasers here?
No, half is fine. Plus, we're playing two. These aren't even available on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless somebody's holding a tape deck up to their car speaker.
If somehow anyone cared enough to put it out there early, I would actually just be like,
I'd be like, go.
I would be so shocked. What the heck? Oh, it's my brother.
I actually thought about leaking something on the internet from like 5 years ago with Dave King. It's one of the two things that I think like, and he would always bring it up, like, we're gonna release that, buddy, or something like. And then after a while, I was just like, just please stop mentioning it. I know you're
Otherwise,
humoring
I
me.
will release
And then I thought the other day, like, well, it's been long enough. Can you even figure out if it was me if I leaked it on the internet?
Just
I'm
do
tempted.
it.
I would.
Do
Yeah,
it.
You just said
I almost want to just text him and be like, so I just shared that album with somebody, just see how mad he would get. He's very protective of his product.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Lynn's that's pretty much why him and Lynn's don't play together. Not to be a gossip queen.
Gossip queen.
I am a gossip queen. I love talking trash. I should have my own radio. Actually, that's another
That could be.
jazz beef. We have a running
Jazz beat.
between this and I don't know. We should probably. I almost want to plug a little NORAD since it's relevant, but not to
We
distract
should.
from.
Yeah. I forgot.
I was about
The
to
day's
just
not
plug
done.
my-
You can.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna
good.
plug my whole week. I'm playing at the White Squirrel on Mondays. I do a monthly there. They've been talking about Charlie's usually there too, but I guess he won't be if he's gonna be there Tuesday. It's a bummer.
What are you doing?
With Mumblin' Drew.
Oh yeah.
It's
Wow, I
the
haven't seen
monthly.
that guy in a long time.
Okay.
Well, you should come.
Yeah.
6 to 8, so it's
Good.
nice.
Gotta wean this
White Squirrel's
kid.
like the only place I actually found I want to hang out. I don't like to be anywhere. And then I got shot. Like, we're done playing. I'm like, I guess I'm gonna leave. Okay, cool, later. But the White Squirrel, there was one time I actually got done playing and I bought a beer. Actually paid money for a beer.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you do that.
I did it. I bought a
You
beer.
gotta book at the White
serious.
Squirrel then.
You can
Yeah.
count on.
I'll buy you a
2
beer at the
fingers.
White Squirrel.
That's-
You gotta book the gig though.
The patio is gorgeous.
Yeah, I haven't even been out. Like, I've been hanging out on the piano, but I haven't been there when they've had a show out there yet.
I kind of. kind of.
They had like a Saturday thing, I thought.
Yeah, and it's usually during this time. And
I think they can only do it at certain times because of the fire station next door, and they have certain sleeping hours.
Oh,
wow.
It's
that
like,
makes so much
If you fight
sense.
fires, some people are like there,
Yeah.
trying to chill and like
Interesting.
get
That's
their early rest or something. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know the details.
But that rings true. I mean, that would make sense. It's right there.
Yeah,
I like White Squirrel. We
Yeah, White
played
Squirrel.
there with Chuck Norris. didn't
that's
we?
actually where
Yeah.
we should book a gig.
Once?
We should have our own night there.
We should. Yeah, we don't. We
Yeah.
our booking.
That's where we
policy
should
You could do a
is-
residency?
Is just wait. That's what we do. And then somebody's like, "Hey, want to do this?" We're like, "Yes, we do want to."
Oh yeah, even when
This
we
is
finally,
the most like initiative we've ever
we
taken.
locked
Yeah.
down Cloudland, and then the next day somebody asked us to play like the week before, and we were like, because we just thankfully we at least like made one decision
Yeah.
before
And then all of a sudden.
being indecisive.
That's right, I forgot that.
You could do a residency there, I would think.
That'd be pretty
They
fun.
do a
I
lot
mean,
of.
I know at one point they wanted Chuck Norad to do more and more stuff there, but then.
There's too many of us.
But
Yeah.
we just haven't ever kind
Chuck
of
Norad
closed
is
the
like
deal.
the three of us with
Joey
like
and
four
they
horn
play
players
there
and
Yeah, they play
all
guitar.
the time.
There's like
yeah.
10
Trying to think if
people.
I've seen.
I've
'cause
seen
I-
them.
We play
Yeah.
every
You do, I
fourth
went to
Sunday
the
at the
release.
331. But we've done some
Too
other stuff.
far.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't walk there, but I can walk to the White Squirrel.
Have you seen Unattractive Giant Monsters?
Yes.
That's
my
my
husband.
brother's band.
Oh, I
And
didn't
his
realize that.
brother.
My
Okay.
It's very,
Her-
Yes. Okay.
it's
Okay.
He's
very familial here.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I like that. That's
yeah,
yeah.
they're fun.
Yeah.
Those guys
Yeah.
are so fun.
They're so silly. That's where the elf costume comes from.
Yep, we're borrowing their Alf costume, but we never even wore it, so they're just ashamed of us.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Chuck Norad, I was gonna wear it at the
Prove it.
last show because it was so hot, but I might have to wear it before I give
We
it
have
back
joint custody
because I do
over the
feel
elf.
like.
The ears aren't pointy enough.
Oh yeah, so yeah, you
I
found
was
a real
gonna wear it, and
technical
as soon as I
reason.
saw it,
Yeah, it's like-
You're like it's subpar. No wait, dude, it's top of the line Alf costume, man.
Top of the line.
It's like-
Tailored.
It's like rental shop quality, man.
Well, we own it.
here's the ending.
Okay. Pure Science by Marsgarb, who we have in studio. Let's talk again a little bit about your show coming up and your shows coming up and different iterations of what you are doing.
Yeah, so the show on the 22nd will be at Cloudland on 36th in East Lake.
What time is it at?
So yeah, 6:30 doors, I believe. Let me double check just to be sure. Yeah, 6:30 doors, 7 p.m. music.
Are you sure?
Looks like $12 in advance, $15 at the door. Looks like it is 21 plus.
Yeah.
Crystal Myslack and the Nunnery are also going to be performing, and it's going to be super fun. Guaranteed.
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 Fun.
All right. That is a bold move right there.
Okay, yeah, I'm already nervous, but we're pretty sure we're going to say guaranteed. We're going with it. Yeah, so that's I'm really looking forward to that
Yes,
finally, and
yes.
because like we said, we've been kind of hanging on to it, and it's nice to
Totally need
Just
to move
to-
on.
push the button and then start recording some new music. 'Cause I really like the new stuff we're coming up with too. So
Totally
these songs
better.
now feel old,
Stale.
feel thanks. But yeah, what were we talking about? The real Chuck Norad.
Oh,
That's
We're
yeah.
all
another
in this
band.
other crazy band.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
an alter
With,
ego band, and Josh wants to talk about
Do I
it.
want to talk about it?
Okay.
What's to say about the
And
real Chuck Norad? We have
Psychedelic
t-shirts. We have t-shirts. We play all sorts of weird, obscure, jazz-influenced music from the 60s and 70s, and a few, I believe the word pop nugget, or the pop nugget, 90s singer-songwriter jams, occasional
Something even
Bjork
newer.
covers or St. Vincent, or a ton of original stuff that Chris also writes for all of his other hopes and dreams. That
Ends up there.
and it all ends up with Chuck Norad. And we've been holding down the fourth Sundays at the 331 Club for a while, but we've been here and there. And that's a super fun outlet. And I guess the trio here, Marsgarb, with the three of us, is almost like our more introspective sounds, I guess. I'm not sure how to, but it's fun to do both projects. And from my perspective, I guess I have a lot of freedom with all of our electronics and stuff. It's probably a lot more fun for Chris to just play the drums and Chuck Norad instead of multitask.
It's easier to bring one thing, but they're both so fun. I mean, Chuck Norad is kind of a fun machine. It's a 10-piece band with horns and percussion and vocals and guitars and keyboards and lots of pedals. And yeah, it's a really, really fun band. So we're also working on an album, but we're still probably tortoise speed. We might even be a tiny bit faster, but this time of year, when this time of year hits, everybody's just very busy. So it's just so hard to book a session with everybody there. But yeah, the 4th Sundays are happening. We're playing Uptown Porch Fest on the 17th of August as well at 1 o'clock. So that will be fun. But otherwise, we're just kind of sticking with the 3-3-1 for now, trying to really.
It's a good hang.
And it looks like, I mean, honestly, October, and we're going to be really close to the holidays this year. So there's already been talk of what kind of shenanigans we might.
Are we going to bring back Santa Tracker?
Yeah, we've been talking about the real Chuck Norad Santa Tracker, where we have a bunch of kind of deep cuts from old Christmas jams. Like we had like Bootsy Collins. Maybe Run DMC was in there. We had a little bit of Low, a little bit of, what else did we do? We did just any old Christmas songs that we liked and stuff kind of mixed in. So that was super fun. Who knows? That might happen this year.
Right.
And we might actually do something for Halloween too, because that band is just really fun. Crazy party time. So that's...
We'll have you... Oh, there we go. There's my...
Countdown.
Yeah. We'll have you back for the Santa Tracker that you just play
time.
all
yeah,
the whole
absolutely.
time.
Get us all in here.
That would be
That
really
would be-
funny.
Yeah.
We could totally do it.
Yeah.
Some folks could sit down and some could stand on the...
I would just bring the tiny
Of course.
Yeah.
electric drums.
Yeah.
I have that little drum machine.
Wow.
Any other shows you want to talk about?
I think we all are so busy with different things. It would seem somewhat exploitative.
Fair. Fair.
There's
I
a
get
lot.
that.
There's a lot going on.
So go see music.
It's hard to
see
think
some
about
music.
exactly what. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're all kind of. It's like there's such a web of musicians. There's 20 different bands that we all know each other and play in. And
I'm mostly an upright bass player, so anything that I do with this outfit or Chuck Norad is totally different. So, and I think, and Chris is certainly a drummer about town, and we both played in a lot of bands for at least 6 minutes. And so, yeah.
That's kind of like half a song for you guys. That's
Then you
enough.
get fired.
No, we quit.
Get our feelings out. It's a lot of time.
Well, we will look forward to seeing you on August 22nd at Cloudland.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Yeah,
thank you very
you.
much. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. We'll go back to playing songs about walls.
Wow.
What do we got lined up? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you got to
That's
sing
a
a
Willie
Willie
Nelson.
Nelson song, I'm sure.
That's my favorite.
That was
Pure
what we got.
Science has wall in it, so I'm glad
Just
we
one
played
wall.
That works. That works.
Has a word